What's up guys, welcome back to another one of our videos, and today we're doing the Fulham review. We're carrying on the team reviews from the Premier League, and last time out it was Everton, and moving in alphabetical order we now got Fulham. So you know how these work by now, so I'm just going to go ahead and swap all the players out that I don't need in the team, that aren't good enough to make the team, you could say. So if Loftus-Cheek swaps with Kearney and then Onoma swaps with Kearney there, that'll be good. Then also Caballero on the left instead of Lookman, because Lookman can play on the left, but I'll probably have Caballero there as well. Lamina, decent in midfield. I'll swap him for Zambo and Gisa. Anyone else? Tete, right back there instead of Aina. Then Anderson at the back, and this kid's not great at the back compared to Congola. They haven't even got the best team on Fulham. Right at the start, Robinson's not good enough really there. So I've kept the same formation because I like this formation. It's a good formation to have, I believe. It's probably the best one for Fulham. You got a lone man up front, who I'll come on to in a bit. But starting off at the goalkeeper, we got Areola. This was a weird signing. I didn't think they'd let Areola go. I think it was PSG, but it was definitely a big club that let Areola come to Fulham. Is it on loan? I'm pretty sure it's on loan, but either way, I didn't think they'd let him go. But 82 rating, Fulham have actually found themselves a bargain there. He's better than the likes of Pickford, as you saw last episode, better than Guaita, and Fulham have only just come up to the Premier League. Yes, you've got Rodak here, who's 23 years of age and has got a few years left in him to start improving. He'll get up to an 80 easily, you would think, especially with playtime. But in this first season where you got Areola on loan, you'll definitely want him in your lineup. He's not even at his peak yet. 27 is probably not at his peak. So you go over to the most important stats for a goalkeeper. 84 reflexes, 78 positioning, 80 kicking, 79 handling, 85 diving. That's just an all-round good keeper. Bit like Pickford last game. He also comes for crosses, which is pretty decent. Only a 3-star weak foot and a 1-star skill moves, but with a keeper you don't really expect a good skill moves, I'm not going to lie. And you don't expect too many good weak foots. So obviously you might want to, after he goes back off loan, you might want to start looking for a top class keeper, because I don't think Rodak will really be the greatest keeper. This is bearing in mind you stay in the Prem in the first season, because if you go down, Rodak is more than enough to be a challenge in the Championship. Definitely. Moving over to left back, Joe Bryan. He single-handedly brought them up he brought them up to the Prem. He scored was it 2 free kicks in the playoff final to beat Brentford and send them through. 4-star weak foot, 4-star skill move, 74 rating. He's nearly at his peak, but he's not quite there yet. He'll probably improve, up to a 76 or a 77 maybe, if you're lucky. But I wouldn't replace him in the first season. He's just a really all-round good player for this Fulham team. I'm just looking at the other left backs. Obviously got Robinson here, who's 23 years old. Yes, he'll probably replace him after the first season or maybe the second season, because he'll improve pretty quickly. But for the first season, I'd keep Bryan in. That's just my opinion. You can obviously play Robinson if you'd prefer. So then you move over to the centre-backs, and I'm not going to lie, if I was a Fulham player, I'd definitely look to buy a better centre-back first up, just to replace Terence Congola, because obviously he's not the best. He's definitely not the best centre-back going around, especially in the Prem. If he's on your starting lineup, he's probably one of your weakest players. Nothing against him. I hope I'm not sledging him a little bit, but as you can see, also he's injury prone there. He's got the long throw-in, dives into tackles, and power header. That's all good, but then again, if you can get like an 80 rated defender, that'll really strengthen your team, and your back line will be pretty decent, especially considering you have Anderson here as well, who also is not the best player, but again, he's not the worst player. He's 24 years old. He's got time to improve. Congolo's nearing his peak, but he's not quite there yet. He'll improve a bit. You could, if you wanted, play Aradabayo, Adarabio, however you say that name, I'm so sorry, to him. You've also got Tim Ream, who's 33, probably won't play him. He's 23, he's got time to improve, so after the first season he might play there. Hector, you've also got, who you could actually play instead of Congolo, but Congolo's just a year younger, that's why I'm not going to play him. Fabrico there. Oh, Jane Seri. Decent player, but he's probably not. You're spoiled for choice at the back, but your choice isn't very good, let's put it that way. You've got like 5 players that are in the low 70s, which is not what you really want from a Premier League defender. But then we go over to Anderson. He probably isn't going to be replaced because he's 24. He'll just improve, probably get at least to an 80, maybe to like an 82, 83 before he starts decreasing again. That would be my bet. As you can see there, he's only got one stat that's. Yeah, no, he's got 2 stats. Long pass and strength are in the 80s. He's not the greatest defender, but altogether I think that overall really sums him up because it's quite a decent overall. He's got the long passer trait there. So then we move over to the right back, Tete. Obviously, I think he's a new signing as well. 25 years old. He has time to improve. Fulham actually have a decent young squad here. 26, 24... 25. Some decent players that are young on the bench are Adebayo and Robinson. So Tete, obviously, I think he's a new signing. He will do wonders at your club. You definitely won't want to replace him. You'll want to keep him at the club as well. Just look at most of them stats in the 70s. I don't actually know whether he's got any in the 80s. Oh, he's got slide tackle in the 80s, which is pretty decent. He's got no traits. But that is an all-round good overall for a player like him. Okay, so Caballero, moving over to the left. He would be a player I would obviously also look to replace. But then again, you have got Lookman. Oh no, because he's playing on the right, actually. So Caballero, 4-star skill moves, 3-star weak foot. 86 pace, it's good. 85 acceleration is good. He's a very fast player. But altogether, he's not really made for being in the midfield. He's probably made more for being up front, definitely on the wing, but this formation kind of suits the team more because Lookman can't play on the wing, so I can't really go it one or two ways. I'm gonna have to, if you did want to start a Fulham career, you'd be looking for a left mid pretty quickly in the first season. That's maybe high 70s, low 80s. Sorry guys. Then we'll move over to the 2 centre mids. I probably did Caballero a bit too soon, working up the pitch. Lamina, 27 years old, 77 rating, just decent there. Decent stats, most of them in the 70s. A couple in the 80s, shot pass, shot power, dribbling, ball control. And he's got a few decent stats there. He did play for Southampton. And he was a decent player at Southampton, but he's also going to be a decent player at Fulham if you decide to keep him there, which I probably would recommend until he starts decreasing in rating. You could play Zambo Anguissa as well, who is only 25, but he's just a rating less, and I'd prefer to play Lamina, if I'm honest. I don't know why Loftus-Cheek is a captain. Tom Kearney should be the captain, but I can't be bothered to go and change that right now, so just imagine Kearney has got that around him. But Loftus-Cheek, I can't remember whether Fulham actually bought him or whether he's just on loan, but 24 rating is definitely, no, 24 years old, sorry, and 78 years, oh, what am I on about? 78 rating and 24 years old is one of the best in the business. He's under my age bracket, which he's under the age bracket that I would recommend if you wanted a young player. I would recommend a young player being under 25. Because they still got like 3 or 4 years until they reach the peak. Lots of stuff in the 70s, some things in the 80s as well. They're dribbling very good, ball control and shot pass very good. He's just genuinely an all-round good midfielder. As you can see, injury prone there. It's not great, but if he does get injured long term, you have got Zambo Anguissa there. You could play Onoma as well, but he's in his 60s and that's not what you want. You could play Seri. You're also spoilt for choice in midfield like Reed there, some decent players. But I personally wouldn't. Then we move over to the right, where we've got Lookman. Obviously, you can play in a variety of positions, up front, left mid and right mid. Decent pace, decent dribbling, decent shooting. Oh, great agility, great balance. I don't think he's very tall, is he? But all around decent stats. Time to improve, as you can see, age is 23 there. Very good. 4-star weak foot, 3-star skill moves. You might want to improve his skill moves if you're a skill moves type of guy, if he's going to be that type of guy for you. I think he played at Leipzig last season and then they bought him. But I'm not really sure, so that hold me to that. Flair and technical dribbler, that's very good. Age is 23, attacking work rate high, defensive work rate medium, pretty good there. Obviously, just an all round. As you can see, this mind map up at the top thing. His dribbling is probably his best stat, because that's close. Yeah, his dribbling is the best stat. Tom Kearney, more of the all-round sort of midfielder. He's playing in the CAM. That's where I've decided to put him, because he's better than Onima, who can also play CAM. He's 29 years old. He's probably at his peak now. He's probably not going to increase anymore rating-wise, up from 76. He's got 4-star skill moves, 2-star weak foot. It's not the greatest. You might want to start looking for a new one. Probably not in the first season, but certainly in the second season, because then only one of his stats is in the 80s. That's 81 short pass. He's got the outside of the foot shot on the playmaker, which is decent stats for a CAM. But I don't want to blab too much on about him when you've got a guy up front. Alexander Mitrovic. What a player for Fulham. And I mean, he's only 77 rating. Maybe being a bit harsh on him there, because I definitely think he is very good. 26 years of age. 4-star weak foot. 3-star skill moves. His physical is a lot better than his dribbling and passing, and his defending, and his pace. His shooting and his physical is what you've got him in your team for, really. 89 aggression, 82 attacking positioning, 91 strength, 84 jumping. He's got to win most headers. Power header there, as you can see. 82 shot power, 80 heading accuracy. Just some very, very good stats. And I personally, until you get to the third season, if this is a long-term career, I definitely... He's going to get to 80 probably after the first season, maybe a couple of seasons. He'll definitely be in the 80s there. 85 physical, as you can see there, very, very good. Work rate isn't the greatest, medium, but really, what can I say other than Mitrovic? He's definitely the best player apart from Areola. I would say Areola and Loftus-Cheek are the only two players that could come near the level of Mitrovic. Maybe it's just because he plays up front and he scores goals for fun, but that's just my personal opinion. So I'll just quickly go over the bench. 23 years old, 23 years old, 23 years old, 28, 27, 23, 25. That's a young bench. And especially if you bring some players up from the youth academy, you're not really looking at young players. Most of the people I've got on here in the reserves are older. But your starting 11 and your substitute bench is very, very decent and young. Not many of them past their peak. I'd say probably only Kearney. I'd say only Kearney and maybe Bryan and Cavallero are at the peak. So other than that, I think that's where we're going to end it for today's episode, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are a Fulham fan and you want to give me some support and you've liked this video, give it a thumbs up, leave some notifications down in the comments, turn the notifications on, subscribe as always. But until next time, guys, thanks for watching and I will see you later.